If your potato plants look healthy but you keep harvesting small, disappointing tubers, the problem may have started the moment you planted them. Many gardeners unknowingly add the wrong thing to the planting hole, and that mistake can limit potato growth for the entire season. Research on potato nutrition reveals that one simple amendment can make a remarkable difference underground before you plant another seed potato. There are a few critical details you need to know because timing, placement, and quantity matter more than most gardeners realize. And if you are not subscribed to Smart Gardening yet, do that now, and give this video a like so more gardeners can find it. Potatoes have a way of fooling gardeners. You can walk out into the garden, see lush green plants standing knee-high, and assume a tremendous harvest is developing underground. Then harvest day arrives, and instead of large, well-formed potatoes, you uncover dozens of small tubers that never reach their full potential. That outcome is far more common than most people realize. In fact, many potato growing problems begin weeks before the plant starts forming tubers. They start at planting time, when the soil environment is being created for the entire growing season. One of the biggest misconceptions is that potatoes simply need rich soil and plenty of fertilizer. While fertility certainly matters, potatoes respond very differently to nutrients than many other vegetables. When gardeners focus heavily on nitrogen, hoping for vigorous growth, they often get exactly that: beautiful foliage above ground. The problem is that excessive leafy growth does not automatically translate into bigger potatoes. Researchers and extension specialists have repeatedly observed that potatoes require a balanced supply of nutrients, especially during the early stages of root establishment and tuber initiation. If key nutrients are lacking at that point, the plant may never fully reach its yield potential, even if conditions improve later. Another common issue is what is happening physically in the soil. Potatoes develop underground storage organs that need space to expand. In compacted or poorly prepared soil, developing tubers encounter resistance. They may remain smaller than expected, become irregularly shaped, or simply fail to bulk up properly. Moisture plays a role as well. Many gardeners unknowingly alternate between very dry and very wet soil conditions. Potatoes perform best when moisture remains relatively consistent, particularly once tuber formation begins. Large swings in soil moisture can stress the plant and reduce overall production. What surprises many experienced gardeners is that one small step taken before the seed potato even enters the ground can influence several of these factors at once. That's where the planting hole amendment comes into the picture. But before discussing exactly what belongs in that hole, it's important to understand why potatoes respond so strongly to certain nutrients and why some popular internet advice can actually work against you. Because the science behind potato growth reveals something most gardeners never learn and explains why two gardens with identical potato varieties can produce dramatically different harvests. To understand why this planting hole technique can be effective, it helps to look at what a potato plant is actually trying to accomplish underground. During the early weeks after planting, the seed potato sends out roots and shoots. At first, the plant's priority is establishing a healthy root system capable of gathering water and nutrients from the surrounding soil. Once the plant becomes established, it enters a critical stage known as tuber initiation. This is when the underground stems, called stolons, begin forming the tiny structures that eventually become potatoes. The number and quality of those developing tubers can significantly influence the final harvest. This is where nutrient balance becomes especially important. University research and agricultural extension recommendations consistently show that phosphorus supports root development and energy transfer within the plant. Potassium, meanwhile, plays a major role in water regulation, carbohydrate movement, and overall tuber development. Potatoes use large amounts of potassium compared to many common garden vegetables. When either of these nutrients is limited, the plant may struggle to reach its full productive potential. That's one reason many experienced gardeners place a modest amount of bone meal or a balanced organic fertilizer designed for root crops into the planting area. Bone meal is valued primarily because it supplies phosphorus, while many root crop fertilizers provide both phosphorus and potassium in a form suitable for gradual release. The key word here is modest. More is not better. Overloading a planting hole with concentrated fertilizer can damage young roots, create nutrient imbalances, and sometimes produce weaker results than using the proper amount. Potatoes benefit from steady nutrition, not excessive feeding. Another important point often overlooked online is that no amendment can overcome poor growing conditions by itself. If soil is severely compacted, remains waterlogged, or dries out repeatedly, even the best fertilizer will have limited impact. Healthy potatoes are the result of several factors working together. This is why some gardeners swear by a particular amendment, while others claim it did nothing at all. Often, the difference is not the product itself. It's the condition of the soil, the watering practices, and how the amendment was applied. In the next section, we'll get into the exact method, including where to place the amendment, how much to use, and one surprisingly common mistake that can reduce its effectiveness before the potato plant even starts growing. Now, let's talk about the actual planting method. This is where many gardeners either set themselves up for success or unintentionally limit their harvest before the season even begins. Start with a planting area that has been loosened to a depth of at least 8 to 12 inches. Potatoes prefer soil that allows roots and developing tubers to expand freely. If your soil is heavy clay, mixing in compost before planting can improve structure and drainage. If your soil is already loose and well-drained, a lighter application of compost is usually sufficient. Next, dig your planting hole or trench. The exact depth will vary depending on your climate and growing method, but most gardeners plant seed potatoes about 4 to 6 inches deep. Before placing the seed potato into the soil, add your chosen amendment. For gardeners using bone meal, a tablespoon per planting hole is generally adequate. If you're using a balanced organic fertilizer formulated for root crops, follow the label rate carefully. The goal is to provide a concentrated zone of nutrition without overwhelming the developing roots. Here's the important part that many gardeners miss. Never place the seed potato directly on top of the fertilizer. Instead, lightly mix the amendment into the soil at the bottom of the hole or cover it with a thin layer of soil before setting the seed potato in place. This creates a buffer zone and allows young roots to grow toward the nutrients naturally. Once the seed potato is positioned with the eyes facing upward, cover it with soil and water thoroughly. At this stage, you are not trying to saturate the entire garden bed. You simply want enough moisture to settle the soil around the seed piece and encourage root development. During the first few weeks, patience is important. Many gardeners become concerned when they don't see immediate growth above ground. Meanwhile, the plan is investing energy into establishing roots and preparing for the next phase of development below the surface. And what happens during those early weeks often determines whether you're harvesting a bucket full of large potatoes or a disappointing collection of small ones. There's also a maintenance practice that becomes critical once the shoots emerge, and skipping it can reduce the benefits of everything you've done so far. Once the shoots begin emerging from the soil, many gardeners assume the hard part is over. In reality, one of the most important stages of potato production is just beginning. As the stems grow taller, the plant starts developing underground stolons. These stolons are the structures that produce potatoes, and they need protection from sunlight as they expand. That's why experienced gardeners practice a technique known as hilling. Hilling simply means pulling loose soil up around the base of the plants as they grow. When stems reach about 6 to 8 inches tall, gently mound soil around them, leaving only the upper portion of the foliage exposed. As growth continues, repeat the process as needed. This practice serves several purposes. First, it helps prevent developing potatoes from being exposed to sunlight. When potatoes receive light, they produce chlorophyll and can turn green. Green potatoes may contain elevated levels of glycoalkaloids, compounds that can make them unsuitable for eating. Second, hilling creates additional space where new tubers can develop. While hilling will not magically double your harvest, it helps provide favorable conditions for potato production and protects the crop throughout the season. Water management becomes equally important at this stage. Potatoes generally prefer consistent moisture rather than cycles of drought followed by heavy watering. The plant is moving carbohydrates produced by the leaves down into developing tubers. When soil moisture fluctuates dramatically, growth can become uneven. Many gardeners are surprised to learn that overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering. Saturated soil limits oxygen around the roots and can increase the risk of diseases such as soft rot and other moisture-related problems. The goal is evenly moist soil, not constantly wet soil. Mulching can help tremendously here. A layer of clean straw or another suitable organic mulch helps moderate soil temperatures, conserve moisture, and reduce weed competition. Fewer weeds mean less competition for water and nutrients that your potato plants need for tuber development. But even gardeners who will properly and water consistently sometimes make one late-season mistake that can reduce potato size and storage quality. It usually happens because the plants appear healthy, and the gardener assumes more care must mean better results. Unfortunately, potatoes don't always work that way. As the season progresses, potato plants often look their most impressive. The foliage is dense, the stems are strong, and everything appears to be heading toward a fantastic harvest. This is exactly when many gardeners are tempted to give the plants extra fertilizer. In most cases, that is a mistake. Once tubers are actively developing, heavy applications of nitrogen-rich fertilizer can encourage the plant to redirect energy into producing more leaves and stems rather than enlarging the potatoes underground. You may end up with beautiful plants, but a harvest that falls short of expectations. This is why professional recommendations often emphasize getting nutrition right early in the season. The tablespoon of phosphorus-rich amendment or balanced root crop fertilizer placed at planting helps establish the foundation. After that, the goal is usually maintenance rather than aggressive feeding. Another common mistake is harvesting too early. Potatoes continue increasing in size as long as the plant remains healthy and actively growing. Digging a plant too soon can leave a significant portion of the potential harvest in the ground. For gardeners growing main crop potatoes intended for storage, patience often pays off. As the season nears its end, the foliage naturally begins to yellow and die back. This process signals that the plant is finishing its life cycle and directing its remaining resources into the tubers. The timing of harvest also affects storage quality. Potatoes harvested after the skins have matured generally store better than freshly formed immature tubers with delicate skins. Many gardeners wait a week or two after the tops have died back before harvesting, provided soil conditions remain suitable. Of course, weather always plays a role. Extremely hot temperatures can slow tuber development. Excessive rainfall may increase disease pressure. Cooler than normal conditions can delay growth. Gardening is never an exact science because nature always has a vote. Even so, when gardeners combine loose soil, proper nutrient balance, careful planting hole preparation, consistent moisture, and good hilling practices, they dramatically improve the odds of producing larger potatoes. And there are several visual clues that reveal whether your crop is on track long before harvest day arrives. One of the most encouraging things about growing potatoes is that the plants often provide clues about what's happening underground. While you can't see the developing tubers without digging them up, you can watch for signs that suggest the crop is progressing normally. Healthy potato plants typically maintain steady, vigorous growth during the middle of the season. The leaves should have good color, the stem should remain sturdy, and new growth should continue appearing without obvious signs of stress. Consistent growth usually indicates that the plant has access to the water, nutrients, and oxygen it needs. If the foliage begins yellowing unusually early, wilts repeatedly despite adequate moisture, or develops significant discoloration, those symptoms may point to nutrient deficiencies, disease issues, or environmental stress. Catching problems early gives you a much better chance of protecting the harvest. As the weeks pass, many gardeners become tempted to dig around and check the size of their potatoes. While carefully harvesting a few new potatoes is certainly possible, repeatedly disturbing the root zone can damage developing tubers and reduce the final yield. Sometimes the best thing a gardener can do is allow the plants to continue their work undisturbed. When conditions are favorable, the difference can be remarkable. Instead of numerous marble-sized or golf ball-sized potatoes, gardeners often harvest larger, more uniform tubers with better overall quality. That doesn't mean every potato will be enormous. Variety selection, weather, soil type, and growing conditions will always influence the final result. That's an important point because no single tablespoon of any amendment can guarantee giant potatoes. Gardening simply doesn't work that way. The amendment helps create favorable conditions, but it works as part of a complete system that includes soil preparation, balanced nutrition, proper watering, and good seasonal care. And that may be the biggest lesson from all of this. The gardeners who consistently harvest impressive potato crops are usually not relying on miracle products. They're paying attention to the plant's biological needs from the moment the seed potato goes into ground until the day the harvest comes out. There's one final takeaway that ties everything together and explains why this simple planting hole practice has remained popular among experienced gardeners for generations. When gardeners hear claims about giant harvests, it's easy to assume there's a special product, a hidden trick, or some shortcut that guarantees success. But after decades of research and countless growing seasons, the evidence points to something much simpler. Potatoes respond best when their needs are met the right time and in the right balance. That single tablespoon placed into the planting hole is valuable not because it's magical, but because it helps provide key nutrients where young roots can access them during one of the most important stages of growth. Combined with loose soil, proper spacing, consistent moisture, and good hilling practices, it can help create conditions that support larger, healthier tubers. The real takeaway is that successful potato growing starts long before harvest day. Every decision made at planting influences what eventually comes out of ground. The quality of the soil, the choice of amendment, the way nutrients are applied, and the care given throughout the season all work together. And perhaps the most encouraging part is that none of these practices require expensive equipment or advanced gardening experience. They're straightforward techniques that home gardeners have used successfully for years because they're based on how potato plants naturally grow and develop. If you're planning to grow potatoes this season, focus on building healthy soil first. Use amendments thoughtfully rather than heavily. Avoid the temptation to over-fertilize. Keep moisture consistent. Hill the plants as they grow, and give them enough time to mature before harvest. Those steps won't guarantee record-breaking potatoes every year. Weather, soil conditions, and variety selection will always influence the outcome, but they will significantly improve your chances of harvesting a crop that is larger, healthier, and more productive than one grown without proper preparation. The next time you're planting seed potatoes, remember that the biggest harvests often begin with small decisions. A single spoonful of the right amendment, placed correctly and supported by good gardening practices, can help set the stage for a season-long advantage underground. Thanks for watching Smart Gardening. If you've discovered a planting hole amendment that has worked well in your garden, share your experience in the comments. Gardeners learn a great deal from one another, and your insight may help someone enjoy a better potato harvest this season.